was a Zoom thingy. Okay.
Nami, don't forget Facebook. Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorting that one out now.
Okay.
Yeah, but the slide you said on School of the Future, I might not be able to add that because of the time.
No, it's okay. No problem. I'll just try it in. Larry, you're welcome.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Is it raining in Lekki?
Oh, yeah, it's been something else here. And it's affecting the internet. So I just pray that our internet will carry this week today. Okay, so we'll start. Good afternoon, everyone. You're all welcome. I know we still have more participants that are registered. Hopefully they'll join us. But we don't want to keep, because we have a lot to talk about today. My name is Bolaji Osime, CEO Global International Secondary School and College. So I welcome everyone that has joined us, parents, students, everyone, just for us to have a conversation around what Global is offering, to students, particularly primary 6 students and other secondary school students, because we do get secondary students that join us midway. So we just wanted to talk to parents and students as well about what we're offering. So I will quickly start by introducing, I have some awesome panelists with me. So I'm going to start quickly by introducing our panelists that are joining us today to speak about, what do we have to offer in terms of what has happened. We all know about COVID and we know the implication of COVID, but Global has been able to quickly go online, and we'll see what we're offering to parents and to students as well. It's different. We're a school of the future. We've always been ahead of a lot of the things that schools do anywhere. We've been ahead. So we'll start by introducing our panelists. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll start by introducing Mr. Roland Shodainde. Mr. Shodainde, do you have the panelist, Damilola? Mr. Shodainde is joining us. He's a CEO Dynamiss, and it's his platform that we're using, to teach online classes for our students. So he's going to be telling us a bit about that, in terms of, what we've done, how he's integrated it, and what the benefits of online teaching and training, teaching and learning is. And I think it's fantastic. Then I have Hilary, who is head of school. He'll join us and tell us a bit about Global International College as well. And then we have Mrs. Tejosho. We are collaborating with Mrs. Tejosho to make sure we introduce 21st century skills to our students. We've already started that. We have robotics, and we have robotics and also STEM that we've integrated into our curriculum. But she will tell us the importance of this very soon. And then, of course, I have our dear Dr. Nwadi and Kanwa. I hope I didn't murder your name. Yeah, Kanwa. She's a mother, she's a parent. She's had about 5 students, I think 4 to 5 of your kids have gone through us. Yes, and she wants to, she's part of us. She is the chairman of our parents forum that we have. She's a chairman, and she's been so supportive. So she said, yes, I would like to come on the panel to speak to parents and to speak to students today. So we're really happy to have you, Ma. Thank you so much for coming. And then we have, who else is there? We also have Nicole Cyrus FM. Nicole is joining us. She's a student. She's in Global International Secondary School, and she's going to be telling us a bit about her experience as well. It's always good to hear. I think some of our friends will join us later, because we wanted some of them to come and share. We wanted parents to share, because there's no better way to actually learn about Global, than the people who are actually experiencing and using our services. And we have our teacher here who's going to talk to you, Mr. Olukoga. He's going to be talking to us about the teacher's experience in terms of how they had to roll on to remote learning, how it was done, and in terms of what are the teachers doing generally with students, and how has it been how has it been facilitating rather the learning of students. So he'll talk to us about that. So I'm sure we'll be able to get a lot of nice, concrete things from Global today. Damilola, are you having a challenge sharing the screen? And Damilola? So I'll just wait on Damilola to share the screen.
Hello? Hello?
He shared the screen, but I can't see it. So I'm going to have to try and use his laptop. It's not showing. See your laptop. Yeah, I don't know why I can't see the screen. I'm sure everybody can see the screen. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, I can see the screen.
I can't see it. It just shows that Damilola has started screen sharing. So I don't know what's going on. This is the first time. This is the first time this is going to happen. Look what comes up this time. I changed it to my own. I changed it to mine. Let me try global then. Are you using global? Okay, let me try global. Okay, good. So it was an internet issue. Okay, so we've lost a bit of time, so I'm just going to go speedily through this. So this is the information session. We want to do, we're going to look at a virtual tour of Dynamiss Microsoft. That's the platform that we are teaching from. So I'll just quickly go to the next slide. Please, I'd like to also mention for participants that are joining us today, please kindly put your questions in the chat box or question Q&A session for any of the panelists. So I will be able to take some questions, anything that you want to know about. Yeah, so these are our panelists. I've already introduced them, so they're going to be the ones talking to us today. Okay, so we're going to blended learning. In Global International College, what we're doing is blended learning in the 21st century, which means that we're online, but at the same time, also we have the video conferencing. And going forward, we have built a website for online classes. We have two websites. We have the website for the mortar and brick, which when we come back to school, hopefully very soon, that's the website. And then for Global College Online, we have also the website. So we're more than just an online school experience. It's a global initiative to bring the best of education to students all over the world. So we're a leading provider of secondary school, university prep, and foundation degrees for international universities in Nigeria as well. Okay, international universities and also in Nigeria. Next one, please. Okay, so our mission and vision to deliver the best in curriculum-based online. Because of COVID now, and obviously because we are online, a lot of the stuff we're going to be talking about is what is going to happen online. So, and everything, practically the whole of schooling and teaching and learning it's actually, you can actually do it online. A lot of schools are still challenged by that, but Global is not challenged by that because we have been able to ensure we get the best, platform that we can use, which has really assisted us tremendously. So we make education accessible and affordable for students all over the world. So it's much cheaper to go online, much cheaper to go online, much cheaper to, and then you get much more as well. But when we come back after COVID, we're still going to maintain a blended learning. So our students will still use the facilities online because we believe that what has happened has prepared them for university, because when they go to university, they're going to be working online a lot. So this has really tweaked it for them and preparing them for what they're going to see in the future. Please go on. Okay, yeah, so we have a perfect blend, like I said, synchronous and asynchronous, which means they can learn with the video with their teachers, so live with their teachers, so they still get to see their teachers, or they can learn by just using the platform itself, you know, when they don't want to do, we do that on Fridays. So to just get them to develop that independent learning, so they can go, and then from there, their teacher is discussing with them, and then they can do all their projects and everything. Next, please. Next slide. So this is what we have, blended learning anywhere. So we have the learning management system, which Mr. Roland will talk about a bit. Asynchronous and synchronous, I've mentioned that. Asynchronous is without the video, synchronous is with the video. And then we now see that a lot of our students are beginning to get a lot of skills from doing this. Rather than memorizing and cramming the stuff, they're being creative and innovative. They'll talk to us because a couple of them are here. They will try. I think Onome is here as well. So
Okay, so sorry for that short break. It's internet issues. So I'm just going to pick it up from here till she joins us back. So just like she has said, what we have done is to put together a perfect blend of the traditional and the virtual learning model. And so—
Damilola, I'm back, but the internet I'm using cannot see the screen. I can be back on, but I can't see the screen. This internet is something else. This is one of the challenges of learning online. So do continue. Yeah, you can continue. I'll just, okay, now.
Okay, I think we can hear you. We can hear you better now if you turn off your video.
Okay, excellent, it's back. I think my video is on, right?
Yes.
Excellent, thank you so much. So we'll just quickly go on, make the best of what we have. Next slide. Okay, so this is the benefit of the global model. So what I said is that global has always positioned itself to pioneer in the industry in education. So we've always been online. We've had courses that have been online for the last 10 years. The Canadian Foundation program, we've been doing it, so our students are quite used to it. You know, so the benefit is the fact that we can do video and also a rigorous curriculum online, teaching all our courses. We teach a lot of courses. Parents or students who are here, who are looking at a good secondary school for their children, will know that basically we have provided a seamless route from even year 7 or GSS 1 right into the 6th form, right to university. So when they get into year 7, we are focusing on how do we build them for the best universities. So this model has impacted our students. So basically a lot of them are been able to learn, you know, through digital instructions. Our teachers are certified. You know, these are teachers that have been teaching for 20 years, so they're certified, they know exactly what to do. So they teach the curriculum, they learn at their pace. So students have the responsibility for their learning now. It wasn't the same before. So that's the benefit of the global model. So we have a global model, blended learning, whilst we use online, and we also use physical when we come back to school. So we get the best of both worlds. Next, please. So what's the impact? What impact has this had on students? You know, students are more satisfied. We will see, we had some surveys. I don't know if we are able to show the surveys later of how satisfied students have been on our online classes that they're in. And we can also teach student, our teacher, Mr. Oluyomba, will talk about how they can track, how they do exams. It's so much easier now to be able to track students, to easier to see where the challenges are, and easier to intervene now. Because you can do a one-on-one with your teachers, you can do a group thing, you can even go to your platform over the weekend, go and watch the videos that the teacher taught you, and go over the videos until you understand. So it's so flexible. And they're given the online support. Additionally, they are exposed to use of technology devices and gain daily exposure to 21st century skills. When we get to later with Mrs. Tejo, she will talk to us about how that is so important. Most parents now will say in the past, they will say, oh, you have to study law, you have to study engineering, you have to be a doctor, but it's a little bit different now. The job of the future is totally changed. So parents have to be ensure when they go to a school, that school has the right kind of curriculum that definitely integrates the 21st century. And that's what we're trying to do. Next, please. Next slide. Okay, so what did we learn during COVID? One of the things that we learned is that a lot of our shy students who will not naturally put up their hand in class are now beginning to speak. They're getting confident. They're very confident. And because they do presentations, the teacher is asking them questions. So they're able to communicate in ways they could not. Because, okay, you're at home alone, you are doing your work alone. So nobody's disturbing you, nobody's distracting you. So you're able to concentrate, you're able to take in all the things that have been said, and you're asking questions because nobody's there to intimidate or whatever, because sometimes the distraction is there. Then it enhances their technological skills. I've talked about 21st century skills, and it's appealing to different, that's what we learned, that this is very interactive and it improves their student independence. So it's been a good show going online. A lot of the stuff that we're going to do, like I said, going forward, post-COVID, is to blend. So we're not just going to do physical classes only, we're going to have a platform. That's why we have an online platform. It's going to be open. And this is open to any child all over Nigeria. So we can have children in the north who say, oh, we want excellent education, we want this, they can sign on to the platform. Please, next, please. Okay, so these are the courses we do in Global. So we have a lower and upper secondary, and then we have the sixth form. And with the sixth form, we have Medical Foundation, Canadian Foundation. We tend to prepare students. By the time they get to year 10, the lower secondary is year 7, 8, and 9. So in 8 and 9, we do the Nigerian British curriculum. By the time they get to year 9, they have an option. They have an option to say, oh, I want to go to Canada. Some children were born in Canada, or their parents are interested in them going to Canada because of the obvious perks and benefits of being able to work, being able to live there, and all of that. So we have that as well. When they get to year 10, they can pick and say, I want to do the Canadian Ontario Secondary School. Or they can decide they want to go to the US and they're doing the American Accredited Diploma. We also have a curriculum for the SDGs because we believe that our students should understand the sustainable goals. So we're going to be giving them that, teaching them about different things about poverty, zero tolerance, education, so that they also imbibe how to make impact in the world. To know that, look, when they get out there, they have to be in the forefront of when they get to university, pushing for things that will change the world. They have to be change agents, basically. That's what we're looking forward to. So we have SAT and TOEFL as well. We have robotics and STEM. We will listen to that a bit later. Vocational skills and Alpha Christian course. In Global is a Christian school. So we emphasize a lot on the biblical foundation for our students. So we have an Alpha Christian course, which is so attractive for students because it talks to them, it shows them a video and starts talking about different things that they can do, in terms of being, their character, competence is one thing, but character is so important. So that builds a good character. So as they go ahead in life, they know that it's important to make sure that they have a very good basis, which is biblical basis of, the worldview. So these are the courses, some of the courses we're doing. We have teacher training also for our teachers and for teachers that want to join us. We do WIAC, IELTS, TOEFL, ACCA as well. So we cover quite a broad scheme of things. So when you go online, this is the content. All the notes are there, digitalized content online. So for every subject, once you sign up with Global, it's not expensive because it's online. We'll see the fees later, but it's not that expensive and all of that. Go on, please. Okay, so we'll just listen to a couple of testimonials from our parents and from our students.
My name is Modupe Ejikeme.
My name is Dr. Nwadioto Ihiakanwa.
My name is Stephen Woga.
My name is Tinu Saya.
My name is Mrs. Adonke.
Following the global pandemic, the school has had to incorporate online learning classes to keep the children engaged.
I never knew that the course content can be quite rich. The children are very busy, hardly see them till break time.
It's been a very rewarding experience using the resources of Global International College to get him admission.
Global was very fast to smoothing the online classroom and make learning easy and flexible.
The online classes made my daughter more responsible for her actions towards her education.
And I like the way the teachers are hands-on the online. In fact, if they see your child not paying attention, you get a message.
My initial aspirations of getting him into a Russell Group school in the UK to study a course of his choice was achieved.
As a parent, I have observed several improvements and benefits in and to my child that were not present in the traditional classes.
They've been able to give very good student-guided mentoring for him to achieve his best levels of excellence in study.
Hello everyone, my name is Dynamiss.
Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel Ejikeme.
Hello, my name is Amanda Tabansi.
Hello, my name is Isioma Ikijiba.
And I'm a student at Global International College.
Overall, my experience at Global has been amazing.
Online learning is a new experience for me. The resources provided to us online are adequate, and I've had no problems accessing them.
They have this program where they line you with your location of university. For example, let's say you're applying to go to the US. So there's a class for US university students who are going to go to the US.
In my opinion, the best aspect of Global International College is its community.
For me, my best part of Global is actually the teachers. They were actually very nice. Not only does GIS really help in your academic life, they also try to help your personal life and of course your spiritual life as well.
Excellent. Excellent. So we go on to.
My name is Modupe Ejikeme.
Can you okay? Go on to the next slide. So you've heard from our parents, you've heard from our students. What better way to actually talk about what we do here than the people for our community that's actually using it? We're accredited by Ministry of Education. We're a Center for Cambridge International Exams, and also we also take exams for AP. We have the Canadian exams are taken here as well, and we also for Canada and USA and for WIEC. Yeah, right now WIEC is not hasn't taken exams. They haven't done exams. So I always say to parents, and if any parents is listening to me, it is worth your while having an international exam, going by what has happened. So basically, if students want to go to university, some of our students who did the Canadian Foundation have done the exams online. Some of them that are doing the AP classes, which is USA, they have done the exams online, but WIEC is not online. So our WIEC students are still waiting. So we don't know what's going to happen. So for the future, it's best to look at, if you want your children to go abroad, then it's best to look at either the Canadian qualification or the American qualification or the British. With CIE exams, we are sent in the grades. They are not online as well, but all these other North American universities curriculums are online. Okay, please go on. Okay, so these are the fees that we charge, and they're competitive and affordable. Basically, for lower secondary school, it's 80,000 a month, comes to about 240,000. So that's quite reasonable. And then it goes on like that till our 6-form courses, which is about 120,000 a month. Per subject is 13,000. Some people might come and say, well, I only want to take 3 or 4 subjects. For lower secondary, we take about 18 subjects. In terms of combining the British and the Nigerian curriculum, and our students, we finished our syllabus already. So because those courses they're not massive in the sense that they're massive, it's 18, but they don't push them for too much in the curriculum. So that's helpful. By the time they get to upper secondary, they'll now reduce it to about 9, and then depending on their pathways, and of course, as they go further down, it reduces again. So we also have remedial revision classes. We're going to have revision classes starting in July, particularly for WIEC students. SAT students have already started their own classes. So there's the summer SAT, they started it. And then we're going to have for our secondary school students, particularly primary school students who want to come to secondary. We can create a curriculum to just guide them, so that they know what to look out for when they come here in September. So any parent that is interested in that, we have a course that is going to help them to just migrate. Or if they're having challenges with math, then they can do some revision classes or some tutorial classes during the summer. Next, please. Okay, so that's me. So I'm going to call on Hillary to talk through this next few slides. So that we can just have a perspective about Global International Secondary School itself. Hillary.
Okay, so, all right. Good day, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to this webinar from Global International College. I'm head of school. My CEO had gone through several slides already. And I'll just run through the next few slides. Thank you for your patience. Just trying to get the slides on. That means we're waiting for the slides. This network is really
I will continue. I think he's having a challenge. Can you see it now? I think he's having a challenge seeing the slides. Okay, I'll continue so that we don't waste much time. So this is a secondary school. Please go on, Danny. Next slide. So we established in 1999. So yeah, 20 years plus. And in Abuja, we also started in foundation program. Global International College was the first college in the whole of Nigeria to start the foundation. We actually introduced it in 2000 before everybody else has jumped on the bandwagon. Now we were the ones like nobody knew about a foundation program before we started it. That's the UK one, and we have quite a few partners, And then we have the Medical Foundation, which is started in 2002, Canadian Foundation in 2010. So we've done the Canadian program at least now for about 10 years. And then we now introduced the secondary school in 2012 because we needed a flow from our secondary school. We wanted to build them up ourselves. Next slide. Okay, so this is our vision and mission. I won't go through it basically. So that's our original. We have one for the global online. This is for the global school itself, giss.ng.com. So to be the leading institution, nurturing and empowering students to become self-driven and well-rounded transformational leaders. That's very important. We know what happens in our country. We need ethical leaders. We need hardworking leaders. So we want to build those kind of students from global to provide high-quality, innovative experience built upon Christian foundation in a technology-driven and safe environment. That is our mission. Next. So we have talked about what we do. Like we are a school of the future. We want to make sure we prepare them for the jobs of the future. Entrepreneurship is very critical. Right now with COVID, a lot of people have lost their jobs, but some of our students have been coding and doing websites and all of that during the holiday. So why not get them engaged and knowing that, they can produce and innovate, so that's why we said, let them start looking at some of these things. So we'll talk a little bit about that later. And we of course have extracurricular classes. We do scholarships for students who are brilliant. And then the Alpha course has spoken about that and our facilities at Global. Please next. So basically this is what we are. We are, we have a wide range of curriculum as you have seen, and that's intentional. Sometimes we have had students who had done WIEC, parents have come to us, they did the WIEC curriculum, they get to Canada, they fail woefully in the first year because the curriculum in WIEC is not as strong. Canadian students have access to a stronger curriculum. So when we now do the curriculum here, things like advanced functions, calculus, it's not in the WIEC curriculum if you want to do engineering. So basically that's what we do. So guidance and counseling, very, very important. Our universities come every year in October. They've already done, we've done one with them. We've done an information session. They've spoken to students who signed on, and then self-discipline, basically. So partnership with parents, very critical for Global. Please go on. Okay, so this is just some of our students. We definitely look at social responsibility. We found with, apart from the fact that we want to nurture children who would give back to society. You know, a lot of children have this entitlement mentality. So we're trying to get rid of that. But even if you're from a rich home, you must understand that you must give back to society. You don't look down on anybody, you know. So we encourage them to go to Tedo. Every Christmas they go to Tedo and they go to orphanages to visit and to see young people, and then they appreciate what their parents have done for them as well when they go to these places. Next. So sports facilities, sports and athletics as well. We will have done one this year, but for COVID, you know, so we have a lot of activities. We have extracurricular activities on Wednesdays, and we have fellowship also for students, you know. So, and then for sixth form, we have all of this between 3:30 and 5 p.m. We have the extracurricular, they go swimming, they do all manners of things. Next. So this is our science fair. We have a science fair every first time, during the first time. Innovation and Technology Week, just to introduce them to innovation technology and get them working. And we also have a robotics fair. This is our students here, you know, who are looking at what they're doing and understanding what, in terms of making a robot, and it's important, integrated in their curriculum. Next, please. So some of our excellent results in A-levels that we've had, some of our students are, you know, doing very well. Some have finished, they're back, you know, in very top careers. Next. So some of our students again, you know, graduation day, you know, these are sixth form students. Some of our students, go on. Okay, we also get scholarships from our students, our partner universities, and this year they're going to be giving scholarships. We have a virtual graduation that we're inviting everybody to, and students, parents do get scholarships, you know, when a student has done very well, you know, if they've done well in the exams, either foundation or A-levels. You know, the whole idea is when they start from year one, like I said, year 7, we are looking at their career and the prospects of the university. So there's a goal that they must be properly prepared to go to some of these universities that are quite rigorous and very competitive. And thank God that they partner with us and they look at that. And that's why they try and give them incentives to say, look, if you do very well, we will give you a scholarship, or we'll take some percentage of your fees. Next. Okay, so basically our application requirements. Once you are interested, once the webinar is over, we're going to send some details to everybody that registered for the webinar today. You know, you feel online right now, that because we're using the online platform, you know, we have an entrance exam coming up on Saturday. So if you're interested in that, we will send you an email, everybody. So if you're interested, you will email back and then we'll log you onto the platform. And on Saturday, we had one last Saturday and it went very well, you know, using Teams. So secondary school transcript, a lot of students who haven't done WAEC and didn't do the IGCSEs, we're accepting WAEC, mock results. We look at mock results and then transcript for maybe from SS3. So we accept that to give them a conditional offer. And then they'll submit all the documents later and then pay the enrollment deposit. They have to do an entrance test, yes. Next. I think I'm almost done. So virtual graduation is on the 11th of July, 2 p.m. We're inviting everybody. We also have a camp, Explorers Cove virtual camp, that is coming up, that students can either have academic, or they have maybe the robotics or coding, you know, different things that they'll do during the Explorers Cove. And that starts, you know, from 29th, I think, of July. So summer classes, 50,000. Anybody that is interested in going to the US. And then our online exam, supervised online, because it has to be done by Zoom or another video conferencing, and it's working out very well. So 27th of June, Saturday, 9 a.m. So please note that for any student that is joining us, they have to be there by 8:45 so they can get acclimatized to the exam platform. It's important to let us know, because we have different categories. I mean, because we have 6 different years. So we have to set exams for lower secondary separate from upper secondary. So anybody that is interested needs to let us know quickly. So this is just some of our flyers that tell us what we're doing, you know, and we're enrolling. Please tell your friends, tell everybody, you know, they can contact us at globalcollegeonline.com. Okay, thank you. Next. Thank you so much. So from here, before we take questions, I'm going to ask Mr. Roland to roll out his slides and talk to us, because it's his platform that we're using, you know, in terms of, and it's not cheap, but it's very effective, you know. So, Mr. Roland, over to you. I hope we have not lost him too.
He's on mute.
Sorry about that. Do you want me to run my own slide?
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Damlola,
can we hear him? I hardly can hear him.
His voice is very low.
Okay. Very low.
I'm very soft.
Yes, it's low.
You are back, Hilary.
Put my headphones on. Mrs. Osime taught me this. I just so forgive me. I hope. Is it better now? Can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear me now. Loud and clear. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Do you want me to run my slides?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's see if I can actually share my slides. Let's see if the system allows me to do that. And let's see if it allows me to do this. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to run through this as quickly as possible because there's so many panelists here and I have a hard stop at 4:30, so I have to make sure I do this. Thank you very much, Mrs. Osime, for actually inviting me. It's always a pleasure to partner with Global. Global is one of those rare schools that as an IT company, we've been really, really blessed to actually partner with. We work in partnership with a variety of top organizations. Some of them you'd have heard of before, some of them you don't know. But that's what we do. We're your one-stop shop for education, technology. And we've been in the education business for a while now, but we're riding on the shoulders of giants. Now with education technology, of course, you'd always have the innovators and you'd have the initiators. You'd also have the laggards. I think where Global sets itself aside is that initiator within this field, certainly within the Nigerian environment. Long before the COVID-19 pandemic struck, Global was well on its way to actually implementing a system. And what Global also did was not settle for what was available and what was cheap and what was free. Global made the very, very informed choice of going out into the market to look for what was best for both its teachers, its students, and its own brand. And Global ended up with us. So we're very pleased to be part of the Global family. One thing is very, very clear. When you choose to partner in terms of learning management systems, you want a company that's able to actually give your children the exact quality and look and feel of. And as is the brand students using our system, most of the students in the United Kingdom, a vast number of students in the US, in Singapore, Bahrain, Philippines, quite a few countries over the world, this is their software of preference. This is the software that Microsoft is pushing out to them. So thank you very much, Global, for partnering with us in terms of this. One thing I need to say is this. Most of your children that are in school today will be doing jobs that you as parents don't even know exist, which means they'll be doing jobs like gaming engineer. They'll be doing jobs like, Bitcoin engineer. And if we keep teaching them the 20th century education that we had growing up, there's no way we can actually equip them to get the kind of profession and the kind of jobs that will be out there in the future. What Global is doing is preparing them for that type of job that most of them academically have the capacity to do, but technologically, most of the Nigerian students don't have the opportunities that Global's children have at the moment. So again, Global is doing very, very well in terms of that. So what I love about Global is the fact that it is a perfect blend in terms of what it offers pastorally as a Christian school and in terms of what it's doing as a 21st century school. So Global has chosen us as a partner, and in choosing us as a partner, has brought to itself a lot of the partnerships that we also have. As you can see on your screen, Dynamiss partners with SAP. SAP is the leading technology partner for all businesses. 90% of Fortune 500 businesses in the world use SAP. We're in partnership with Microsoft. We're in partnership with Virtual Robotics, Virtual Labs. We're in partnership with Tablets Academy. We're in partnership with a vast array of learning management systems, especially LP plus 365. And we're also in partnership with Airtel. When you have a digital learning management system, there are a few things you want your management system to have. You want to make sure that it is simple to use not just for the students, but also for the teachers. You want to make sure that it has a library and a collaboration functionality that is able to do video assignment, video recordings and video lectures. It's able to do assignments, and it's able to have discussions and interactions between the teachers and the students. Now, our platform provides all of this functionality. The difference between our platform and what is out there in the market is that our platform was actually designed by teachers. And it was a project that was funded by the British government to get as much of the teachers and students as possible 25 years ago onto digital education. And now 25 years since then, we've been able to actually not just conquer the world with it, to also bring it to Nigeria also. So some of the things listed on the screen are some of the functionalities that our product has. The ability for people to be able to make announcements, to share links, to collaborate, to do live or pre-recorded lectures, and to be able to work online or offline. I think one of the key aspects of our product is its ease of use. The fact that it has only 11 panels in there, and these 11 panels means whether you're a teacher, you're a student, or even a parent, you're able to go in there and you'd not struggle to find your way in terms of how to use it. For starters, it uses the same model all through, which means if you have to create something on the platform, you click on the plus sign, and if you don't know how to do anything, it actually has pre-recorded tapes to show you how to do everything whilst you're in the system. So you're able to actually create with one click all the timetable that the students would need when they're in school, to say the history is at 10 o'clock, literature is at 5 o'clock. All of those things can be done at a very, very simple click. It has a library functionality that gives all of the students and the teachers each 2,000 gigabytes each in a hard disk space on Microsoft Azure platform. Our platform is secure, which means that it's, first of all, never breaks down. Secondly, it cannot be attacked. And whilst the students are on our platform, they cannot go into any unholy sites. So that's part of the benefits of having our system. On this screen, I'm showing you that it also has a discussion functionality, which I'm going to talk about in some details later. It has the ability to be able to do wiki links and also do surveys. Now, the screen you're seeing is what the students would normally see, which is mainly like that. The teacher will send them a book to read. They're able to actually go in here, and by one click, they would see that book, which they can either read online or just download to save you, their parents, the cost of data. It's the same thing with video. To the left of the video, to the left of the screen, you can also see the videos there. They can go in there, download a video lecture, and once it's downloaded, they're able to play repeatedly for as long as they want to in order to understand. The assignment portal allows them to be able to actually do assignments, and the system creates assignments that are automatically marked by the system for the teachers. So teachers spend more time teaching and less time doing the administrative aspect of, we set the question, did they answer the question well? The system's able to do that. One of the functionalities that I enjoy the most about the system is the ability for students to actually talk to the teacher directly or talk to each other in terms of the lectures. So students are able to actually discuss almost as they would do with their WhatsApp. How did the lecture go? What is your take on the lecture? And the teacher is able to know. So the system is built basically to host all those things that students need to be able to actually understand and learn quickly and make the teacher's job of teaching them just as easy. So it is a system that offers you collaboration, which means that students can actually collaborate on a particular topic or project and work together and learn at the same time. It has the audiovisual functionalities. So you would always find that some students learn by seeing things, some students learn by hearing things, but this is a system that allows them to not just see and hear things, but they can also actually touch, because with some of the practical aspects that we do, it gives them the look, feel, and touch aspect of things. So we have a system that does blended learning and flipped learning. Blended learning, which Mrs. Osime spoke about earlier on, whereby you're able to actually learn both within the classroom and outside of the classroom. The benefits of that, obviously, with Global is that, like most of the schools that use our system, Global did not shut down. So when the pandemic started and we had a lot of schools being shut down, Global was still able to function and operate as usual because it had a system that still supported its education. And it's able to do flipped learning. Flipped learning is a new way of learning, which means that the students actually show how much they've learned by actually sharing that knowledge to the entire class as a whole. To put it in perspective, and this is something that Global is initiating at the moment, and it's one of the schools in Nigeria that's doing it. The teacher is able to give them a book to read, a video to watch, and then divide them into groups and tell each group to give its own impression or understanding or aspect of what they've actually learned, while the rest of the class can challenge their view. It gives the students the confidence to be able to speak publicly, but to also learn how to manage the opinion of others and then address those opinions. And this is a very, very important thing. Global is also working with us because we've given them, I believe, access to virtual robotics and STEM. So with virtual robotics, for you as a parent, if you had to do robotics normally, you would have to buy a robotics kit. A robotics kit costs anywhere between 150,000 to 200,000 naira per student. What Global has done is implemented this virtual robotics that has ensured that the cost for those students that want to do robotics, the cost is significantly reduced. And I think Global has got that also from Dynamiss. We also have the same thing with laboratories. We've got virtual laboratories which Global doesn't have at the moment. Mrs. Osime is in negotiation with us. For all of Global's teachers, they have a certain level of digital dexterity. And one of the things that Global is working with us on is making sure that it keeps its teachers perpetually trained in digital education. And we are offering them, I think, about 140, I'm not sure what the numbers are, several, a large number of courses per teacher throughout the course of the year. So teachers are kept up to date in terms of how to teach their students, how to teach Global students, and also how to improve their own self in the way that they learn. Now, with our system, Global has already started to use several aspects of our system. What you see on the screen is that for any LMS that's worth its salt, there'll be an array of stuff that it can actually do. So our LMS is not one-dimensional. It has a lot of things that it does. Most of them, Global is starting to actually explore already. You can see things on the screen. Some of them, even I don't know how to use. We have things like rubrics. With rubrics, the way the system works is it basically sees the area of improvement each child needs specifically. So if you say, for example, you set 20 questions in a classroom, and some students pass, some questions, some students fill some questions. The challenge there is, why did student A pass it and why did student A fail it? And does student A need to improve in certain areas? These are the kind of artificial intelligence that our system has that Global is actually bringing into the way that it actually approaches education. So there's a lot to be said about the system. I'm very grateful for Mrs. Osimi for giving me the chance to talk about it, and I'll be very, very glad to respond to any questions that you may have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Roland. That was really good. And that gives our participants an overview of the platform we're using that is very dynamic, and very robust. Thank you so much. Let me just bring Damilola on quickly to just go through the website and just show a little bit of what we're doing. And then after that, we will be speaking to Mrs. Joshua, who will tell us what she's doing. And then we now go to other, our students and our parents, speak to them.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Please put your questions in the chat box if you have any questions, please. Thank you.
I think can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We can hear you.
Okay. So I have a little bit of audio issues here. Try to resolve. So, Ma, can you please bring her on? I'm having a little bit of audio issue.
Okay. So do you want to decrease? Do you want to, so that you can share?
Yeah.
Stop sharing that. Okay, Dele, do you want to share your screen and talk through the program? You need to unmute yourself. So Dele will tell us a bit about the partnership that we're having with her, with Wiki Combat Academy. Thank you. We can't hear you.
Okay, sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished panelists, the director of the school.
Sorry, can you run your slides properly? Can you run it properly? It's still in the edit mode.
Probably use the slideshow.
Yeah, yes, I'm doing that. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mrs. Dele Tedrosho. I'm the founder of Wi-Fi Combat Academy. And what we do is that we prepare children in digital competencies and emerging technology for the future of work. So let me start by talking about the digital landscape of what's going on. We're now in the fourth industrial revolution, and this is being ushered by big data. And we're seeing how big data is disrupting every sector of the market. We look at the health sector, big data has really, really added a lot of value in the health sector, where you're looking at big data being used to help come up with more solutions in cancer and other research. We're looking at transportation, the driverless cars, how AI, artificial intelligence, and emerging technologies are affecting the transportation. We're looking at the banking sector, even agriculture. Agriculture has not, is improving because of big data. We're looking at the marketing sector, the building and architecture. So what I want to do, before we go on, to understand the present, one has to research the past. We need to see the future and feel the momentum. So I want to go back into the past. What happened 30 years ago? Now in the past, the educational system was preparing one for the white-collar jobs, and that was for the 20th century jobs. And such jobs, such traditional jobs, we had the engineering, we had medicine, we had law, we had accounting, we had banking and finance and so on. Now, let's move to the 90s. Now, what happened in the 90s? There was a dot-com era, and this brought about a lot of new tech startups, and it was very, very unusual. We had organizations like Amazon, Alibaba, eBay, who didn't crash with the early startups. They have now become market leaders. They've disrupted the marketplace. Amazon is number one when it comes to the online retail store. They've really put their mark there. It's worth now $1 trillion. Alibaba.com is Asian fashion for Amazon. And then we see eBay, which has thrived over the years. Now, if we move to 2000, we now see the birth of the social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. They were able to connect billions of people and allow new ways of interacting. And this has really changed the way people interact, the way people communicate, and so on. And because of them, that's why we're able to do this session. Because of social media, we're able to do a lot of things. Instagram is being used for chat rooms. We see lots of chat rooms being run on too many social media platforms. And because of this, I'll also talk about Google. Now, we all know that Google is a fantastic platform where you use it to find out information, but they have other things that they do. They were able to work with they were able to come up with the maps, location, trying to locate where people go to. So they created the maps, the worldwide maps. And then we now see the revolution of the maps were able to come, it brought in the shared economy. And the shared economy is what? We have organizations like Uber, Airbnb, this shared economy. They were able to, we all know what Uber does. Uber, you can use your maps, ask for where you're located. The Uber driver comes and he picks you up. Airbnb is the hospitality industry where if you want to share your home to a total stranger, that can happen because of the infrastructures of social media and the maps of Google. Then if you're coming in, if we fast forward to 2010 and beyond, we're looking at things like the emerging technology, which is the virtual reality, augmented reality, Internet of Things, nanotechnology, blockchains. This has revolutionized the way, this has changed the economy. We're seeing how VR, AR is being used in the manufacturing industry, in so many industries, even the health sector. AR virtual reality is being used for learning. If you want to operate, you can do virtual reality operations and so on. And then, of course, the AI ushered in the autonomous economy. I want to say something. We've moved from the job economy to the skill economy. And I'd explained earlier on what the job economy is. Now, if you look at what's happening now, life expectancy of jobs, the traditional jobs, in the past was 50 years. That means if I'm studying as a medical doctor, if I get a job, my job is there. Or let's talk about oil and gas. Oil and gas, I've been working in Shell for years, and I can work there for about 30 years, but things have changed. The maximum that one can work now is 5 years. That's for the new jobs that have been created and for the new jobs that will come. And such rise has brought the gig economy. So the gig economy is more of jobs where they're just contract jobs, 3 years, 2 years, and so on. And then it's a question, if that is happening, where the kind of jobs that you have, you only have like jobs that your span of existence within a job is 2 years. It requires that one has to have a lot of skills. Then the traditional jobs, you just need that one job, you just need that one skill. But where we are now, we need several skills. We're not seeing how the workforce, we're not seeing how 80% of organizations are currently using the extended workforce to fill the skill gaps. And then guess what? There's a rise of techpreneurs across the whole world. And of course, Nigerians, we're really working on that. We've seen a lot of people doing a lot of things on Instagram. So I think 54% of the millennials, they are the ones that have started creating their own businesses. And then we now move to the future of work. As I said, within the next 10 years in America, 47% of all jobs could be automated, and intelligent machines would outnumber humans. And from the McKinsey reports, they're now saying that automation and robotics will displace about 39 to 73 million jobs by 2030, and intelligent machines will outnumber humans by 2030. Now, what are the jobs of tomorrow, and what are the skills that will be in demand? So this was taken from the World Economic Forum, and we're seeing the top emerging jobs within 2022, 133 million jobs. There will actually be 133 million jobs, emerging jobs. Data analysts and scientists, we're seeing that arising. It's coming up in Nigeria. It's not much, but it's coming up. AI and machine learning, general and operations managers, software and application developers and analysts. We're seeing sales and marketing professionals, big data, and so on. So I don't really have to read too much on my slide, but you're seeing that. And then the decline, we're seeing data entry clerks, we're seeing accounting, bookkeeping, payroll clerks, we're seeing administrative and executive secretaries, and so on. So looking at my slide, you're seeing about 75 million jobs will be lost. So these are the declining jobs by 2022. And then we're now seeing a demand in certain skills, cognitive abilities, system skills, complex problem solving, content skills, process skills, social skills, resource management skills, technical skills, and physical abilities. So the present reality is that these education models need to reflect the demand for lifelong learning to cope with the technological and social changes brought by the fourth industrial revolution. And we're also looking at skills, not degrees, may be the reality of the future. I'm very, very happy that Global International School is bringing this new innovation to their school, to their platform, because they understand that the times have changed and we need to do something very, very drastic. How learn with these new technologies? We need to learn cross-disciplinary, personalized, and focus on human skills. And then this is what as I said, looking at if you're getting a job now, then problem solving takes 78%. You're looking at leadership, 75%. You're looking at technology skills, 73%. You're looking at communication, 73%. Learning should be seen as a lifelong endeavor for individuals at every stage of our career. And that's what's happening. COVID-19 has ushered new learning. I'm very happy with the platform. I'm extremely happy on what I'm seeing at Global International School. They're truly a leader. They're defining what the new learning should be. Learning should be continuous. Okay, so the new way of learning, we need to continually learn and update our skills in order to stay relevant. Work in the digital economy will not just be based on knowledge, but more jobs need to require substantial interaction with technology. We're also looking at alternative learning, okay? As I said, there's a educational shift, or could I say traditional educational shift to alternative learning. And I'm seeing that in Global International School. I was very impressed. They're teaching techpreneurship. They're also teaching sustainable development goals, because those are part of things that we also teach. So they're teaching these things. And the approach is for the students to be able to solve problems, for students to be able to innovate and come up with ideas through digitalization. So you're looking at, so a 21st century student should be able to approach learning they should be able to approach problems from many perspectives, cultivate and exploit creativity. Then when you're looking at communication, you're looking at collaboration. Collaborating with your teams is very critical. With what is happening, we need to have that skill, both offline and online, and definitely to leverage critical thinking. So this is a Kenyan boy. Let me go back to my slide because I can't remember his name. Yeah, Richard Ture. I'll go back. Yeah. So Richard Ture is a Kenyan boy. You notice he's from the village, and he was a boy that likes experimenting with electronics, radio. He was more into electronics. He dismantled his mother's radio, and the mom was very angry. Why did you do that? Blah, 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 blah. But she didn't know that he was learning. And then guess what? He noticed that the lions used to attack their village, and every week about 10 lions used to attack their village, and the lions didn't attack them but attacked their cattle. And then cattle was about 1,000 pounds. That's a lot of money. And he now came up with a very innovative way of stopping the lions. So he created flashlights through the batteries, through electronics, Internet of Things, and that is what waded away the lions. And guess what? This innovation that he did captured different communities. So he was able to implement it in 35 communities across Kenya. And because of that, one of a prestigious school gave him scholarship. And he even was sent to MIT to show this innovation, to work with this innovation. And later he was called upon TED Talks to talk about what he had done. And then he got scholarships. He got a scholarship back to MIT, and he's doing very, very well. He's connecting with poor communities and building younger children in innovation. And I think this is the flagship of what innovation is all about, what problem solving is all about. This is what we need to do. Push our children to be problem solvers. Let them be able to understand the problems within our communities, no matter how small it is. So, as I said, we also need to train our next generation on emerging digital competencies. How do we develop digital content? Another question is that emerging digital competencies is wide. And I'm very happy that Global International School, because their teachers are equipped with digital competencies, they will definitely be able to facilitate their students on being able to have digital competencies. Digital competencies it's more than just programming. For being able to do simple things like being able to create content for YouTube, being able to even help manage the social media for Global International School. That should be done by a teacher. Being able to, to build content for e-newsletters. What kind of tools do you need to learn to access for remote learning and remote work? You can see that the online platform, whether we like it or not, is not going anywhere, and we need to learn how to use these tools. So we have so many tools on Microsoft and Google that our children can learn. Students should also adopt. So as I said, personalized learning is very, very important. Even though your school gives you everything, they give you everything to learn, you have to be able to do the self-learning yourself. That's a bitter truth, because learning is continuous. It doesn't stop. I'll tell you about 6 children that came for our webinar. It was very interesting. And we had a student from Global International School. Onome, he attended, he was part of the facilitators. And he said something to the crowd. He said that you need to be focused and you need to keep on learning. I'm coming from a little boy, just 11 years old, and telling a crowd of where we had a lot of teenagers, 17, 15, he was telling them about his journey, how he was able to learn about 7 languages, and he's even creating content for YouTube. Now that's a 21st century learner. And what's impressed me about others, there was another guy, he's a professional game developer. He self-taught himself. He went to Udemy, bought videos, and started teaching himself. So there are lots of tools that our students can learn to make learning very interesting, because if we just stop at school, we're not going to learn more. But if you want to be the 21st century learner, because you need to begin to have the habits. Because when you're going out, I've told you, the expectation, the expectancy, the life expectancy for jobs, maximum is 5 years. So when you now go back to the job market, you're looking for jobs. Imagine a guy or a lady that has about 6, 7 skills. How are you going to compete? It's going to be very difficult because you've stopped learning. So learning is continuous. And every time we have to learn, there's something called digital transformation. What's that? How do I transform my organization? And we begin to see digital transformation in global international school. I'm so impressed with what I saw, that they are definitely changing with the times. So there are lots of tools that one can learn. CAD Academy, Code Academy, crashcourse.com. Recently, I sat down with my daughter and we're watching AI. They broke it down. If you want to learn about AI, you want to watch it graphically, go to crashcourse.com. We have bigger companies called IBM.com, fantastic. You can get your certificates. Intel.com, even Data Science Nigeria. You can learn things there. So another thing that has happened, there's a shift. There's a shift, think entrepreneurship. Africa needs a new generation of entrepreneurs and a set of innovative, high-growth companies that will energize the sector and create jobs. Because you know what's happening? We have about 10 million Africans, young youths joining the labor force each year, and 60% of them are unemployed. Yet the content only creates 3.7 million jobs annually. So what is it telling us? That the only way that we can come out through this will be entrepreneurship. By 2035, more young people will be entering Africa's workforce each year than the rest of the combined. The question is that how can we make our students be innovative? So through creativity and technology innovation in various industries, look at the agricultural sector, look at the health sector. They said agriculture can give about 80% of the jobs for the youth segments. You look at the health sector, you look at the health sector. Sorry about that. I didn't see that. You look at the health sector. Through innovation, the value chain, we can create that economic prosperity. So in retrospect, I would just want to say this, okay? How do we prepare our children for the future? As I said, we need a shift from the traditional learning to alternative learning, which emphasizes more on problem solving. We need our children to be innovators, being able to solve global problems within communities. This requires a new way of thinking where we need non-automable human skills. This will involve training the generation in emerging technology, digital competencies. 21st century students must learn to approach problem solving, exploit creativity, collaboration, communication, and leverage critical thinking. As the world gets more complicated, we need to find new ways. Look at what happened to COVID. Our students now should be looking at solutions for COVID. What are we doing now? We can't just be sitting down. This is not the time to sit down. This is a time for opportunity. This is the time that you can build your skills to the next level and create new things. So I've given you an overview, and let me tell you what we'll be doing, what kind of skills, what kind of programs we'll be driving at Global International School. So we're looking at augmented reality, virtual reality. It's amazing. Augmented reality is used in retail store. You don't need to go to a store to buy your Adidas, your Levi, or your Next shoes. You don't need that. All you need to do is to go online, maybe click the AR, and you now get your, and then before you know it, you're inserting your feet. The shoes are on your feet virtually. Can you believe it? How can technology be that magnificent? So things have changed. We're looking at 3D printing. 3D printing is being used for the medical line. You're saying 3D hats. I couldn't believe it. You mean they're creating 3D hats? You're looking at prosthetic hands. One of our programs, we did a prosthetic hand. We designed a prosthetic hand. We're looking at 3D game design Unity. The reason why we're putting 2D game design and 3D Unity is important, because that is the foundation if you're going into virtual reality. That's the foundation if you're going into gaming, because gaming is wide. If you want to learn how to construct the environment for gaming, there's that part. There's also the coding part, where you code and you get to build your sprites, your characters, you make them run, you make them to do a lot of things. Then we're also looking at the Internet of Things. Internet of Things is so important. This is used in smart homes. You know, smart homes, like you're looking at your Alexa. I remember when we taught the school, we taught them Internet of Things, and we coded and we taught them that, okay, Alexa, clap your hands. And then before you know it, the lights are off. We did all of that. These things are doable. And as I said, we're going to introduce AI and data science. And for those that want to go deep into web design, we're going to do that. We're also going to do things on Figma and so on. So let me just quickly show you some of the pictures that we have. That's, we've taught virtual reality. That's it. We've taught virtual reality. So that's some of our programs that we've done. So that's one of our programmers. He's learning how to design virtual reality experiences. Sorry. I don't know why. Sorry. I'm going to have to escape and show the pictures because it's not showing. Sorry. Okay. So we have other, yeah, sorry. Okay. So that's our Internet of Things workshop. Mr. Emeka Okoye, one of the tech gladiators in the industry, came and did a workshop. So those are extra things that we can do. Once in a while, we'll be calling our tech gladiators within the industry to come and mentor our students. So we've done that. That's augmented reality. Where students did augmented reality. That's it. That's augmented reality. So you can see students have done a lot of workshops. That's our 2D Unity game design workshop. You see lots of things, doing lots of things. This young boy is a boy that I talked about, Oba Adelano, who created an AI, artificial intelligence e-commerce website. I remember when he came to our camp, we didn't know what it was, what. And I remember when he came 2017, I'd never heard of it. It was when I was watching CNN, the news, that I said, okay, so this is what Oba was teaching. And thank God we're able to, we're able to teach what this young gentleman is doing. So I think I've finished with this. I just want to quickly show you the, sorry. Okay, so just one more. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so this is these are the courses that we're thinking of running, UI, UX. If you want to learn web design, you need to be a UI, UX developer. I tell you, the projects that students did some weeks ago was amazing. We also want to bring in things like Blender. We're looking at 2D Unity, we're looking at chatbots. So surprisingly, all these courses, we've taught them in other schools. We've taught all this in other schools. And it was an amazing experience. You get to see what other guys have done within the environment. And then another thing that we're going to do, so one of the things that we'll do for Global International School, we're going to invite different people coming in to talk about what they have done, their inventions. Well, this is what we built, we did this, we did that. And then even when your students come in, they're not just going to learn how to use, I know how to use this. No, we're going to look at a sustainable development goal, and then we look for solutions through technology, and we apply what we're doing. Like what we did for our program, we built a prosthetic hand. That's a sustainable development goal where we're looking at people within the poor community and giving them hope. So we want the children, as I said, technology is to bring things to solve the problem. So those are the little things that we want the students to learn.
Excellent. Thank you. That's really good. Okay. Thank you so much. So much. And
Thank
it's
you.
so interesting because really, this is where the jobs are going to be. We have 60% unemployment in Nigeria because they're being trained for the 20th century, just like Roland mentioned. And that's the challenge that we have. So our curriculum needs to change. We need to imbibe all of this. And parents also have to pay attention that school is not only about exams, it's actually about what you're going to do with it. How are you going to apply it to the real world? And that's why it's important to start building them up from even year 7, even from primary school, to have all of the skills. So thank you so much. That was really exciting. So I need to switch off quickly and quickly call on our parents. Is she still around? Doctor, are you around? Where is she? I can't see her. Maybe she's
around. I'm asking her to unmute now.
Oh, okay. Is she unmuted?
Not yet.
Okay, let me quickly go to Mr. Koga. Can you tell us, Koga, can you unmute and tell us from a teacher's experience teaching online classes?
Can you hear me?
Okay, you're back.
Yes,
Okay, please, as a parent, we just want you to share with us your experience homeschooling, your homeschooling experience now that your children are all in the house. So how is that going?
It's been going really good. In fact, I never knew that the course can be quite demanding and rich for the students. The children are very, very busy. And we are now in the school of the future, as I would call it, because I know when we were in school, starting from Blackboard and all that, but the children are always online. I've done my assignment, they read books online and all that. And one thing about Global is, I don't know, the teachers are quite deep, they concentrate, they make sure. They actually know each child and their abilities. The ones that are weak, they take out time. You get phone calls. Of course, having had 5 kids that have been through the school, even some of them working and living out, I've really had an awesome experience. I used to tell people, the COVID came like a storm. We never knew what to expect or what the future would look like. But as a parent, I always thought if you stop your children from learning, it's a dangerous trend. Like the famous American would say that a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Even a toddler's mind should not be wasted. We should keep them engaged. And when your child stops going to school, your future stops because you have accomplished your own and you want generation next to bear the torch. So I want to say, thank you to Global. What have we benefited? The children are aware of their curriculum, and every day they tell you when their time is, and they get organized. That corner that they stay to sit down and study, probably will not see them until school is over. And I mean, maybe 12:31, they may grab some little snack. But by 4 o'clock, they are still there until the school ends. Then they have the liberty to move around. I'm happy that we're able to continue our studies without, being punctuated. And there's less distraction from friends because this is like one-on-one online You wouldn't get up here and say, Tony did this or this person did that. They will concentrate much deeper. And then the interaction with the teachers are also one-on-one. I'm telling you, it makes the child feel good. Those are their colleagues. The ordinary might not see for a while. Seeing them on screen also gives them a level of happiness. When they go through Zoom or some other method of learning. And it's easy for myself as a parent to monitor. I stand in, I want to see, what have you done today? Give me a summary. And, sometimes I sit there and I say, all this for today, quite a lot of cost load. And I like that because children are like sponge. They can absorb very, very easily. So it's not right not to give them, they need to be mentored and sent through the right path. And global teachers are doing much more than we parents even know about. Not just education, moral upbringing, discipline. Whether we like it or not, a Socrates who has not been able to know how to relate and be a team player may not succeed in the world quite easily. In fact, I was discussing with my children, I said, the way the world is going, I'm glad that Global is hands-on and number one in really swinging into action for this online thing. I said, one day, one of you might develop an app, the children now that you're training, that will bring us food when you look online and you type. They said, Mama, guess what? I will do it. It will come through the drone. You can order online and get it through the drone. So, I mean, you've got the children thinking. You've got them being innovative. I look at them, certain things they say, I'm like, wow. I don't even know when they were privileged to get that knowledge. A lot of us parents are busy trying to make ends meet, have meetings. So it feels really good when you see your child having, a good grasp of technology, what's happening in the world, even, advising you on certain things. I'm just thinking about parents that have not been sending their children to school this season. I think they're making a mistake. Online, until this COVID thing, stops, we must continue their learning. Because when you stop, you have to now go back to bring back the learning, the theories, the mathematics, the physics, the science that they have learned before. So it's very, very important to keep them in school. And I would really urge year 7 parents that Global is the place to be. That they shouldn't tarry in coming online, and those who want to transfer, because they will get the quality of education that they need. I keep making reference to what happened to me 2 years ago. I had two kids in IGSE, one in WAEC, and then one in Checkpoint. That was a beautiful year. We had extra coaching and we did not pay any money for it. The school offered that for everybody. And those parents, they were like, oh, this is, quite tight for them.
Okay, looks like she's frozen. Looks like it's frozen. Okay, we need to move on. That was so good. That's from our parents. One of our parents.
You have some Harvard.
Okay, we didn't hear you for a bit.
On scholarship in Harvard. We know about it. Some left from your school and got full scholarship in Harvard. So I'm looking forward to experiencing that myself.
Excellent.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Thank you so much for all the great comments. That's amazing. So we'll just quickly go on. Mr. Koga, as a teacher, can you tell us your experience, in terms of going online with global students, and how do they buy into this generally?
Thank you very much, Ma. So standing on the existing protocol, I welcome everybody. My name is Olukoga, just like our wonderful CEO have actually mentioned. She's really doing a great job here. As a teacher in this college, I tell you, there is a whole lot that we have been able to do. One of the things that actually help us to prepare our students for the future is that we now know that what we have, our students, most students can actually not be relevant if they don't know what is going on right now. Like Mrs. Delita Joshua rightly said, and what Mr. Roland have also said concerning how to prepare the students. This has really helped us to prepare ourselves and also impact the students in a very positive ways. Now, because we know that the future is different from where we are coming from, you know, in our own days, we were trained on how to work in the office, get white collar job. But I tell you, in the future, our students are actually going to be, you know, they're actually going to be working with, they're going to be competing in the labor market with robotics, talk about that, with robots, with AI, in organization like that, where most things are actually out there, and then they are competing with human. So which one best fitting? This has now helped us to quickly move on and get set to prepare our students. Now, the Dynamiss platform is what we have actually really patronized. We have put it into real practice, as Mr. Roland have actually told us. As a teacher, it enables us to really prepare our students. They can learn at their own, you know, at ease, at their own leisure. Again, it also helped them to ask us questions one-on-one. Maybe, you know, the period allotted for each subject per time is not always, it won't be enough. So learning is continuous. And you find out that once we have done something in the class and then we are not able to complete it because the students are always engaged. And as a result of that, you find out that learning is continuous. They need to continue. Well, in the course of the one-on-one, which is the synchronous method of learning, students are able to engage with teachers in class. They get engaged and carry out class activities as expected. Now, once the period is over, they have learned the one they need to learn in class. They need to move on to the asynchronous one, which they work with instruction. They can learn on their own. And this has really been working out with Global. So we have a lot of videos that we have uploaded for them on Dynamiss. They download it and work on their own, learn on their own at leisure. Wherever they are facing any issue, they have talk time to talk with teachers. Of course, we know that we are parents for these students, and then they go a long way, you know, in asking us questions that are confusing them, and then where they need certain clarification. One other thing that this platform have enabled us to achieve is that it helps us to easily assess our students. At any point in time, you know, we have assessment we have put online that will automatically grade whatever they have done, even while we are sleeping. So you just find out that, oh, I have done this. A student just log on, oh, I need to write this test. You get the test written, and then you will see the results immediately, almost immediately. And then any other area where, and then they also see comments at every point in time. Oh, why did I fail this question? Oh, what am I supposed to do well? They get comments in all of that. Having said that, right now, our exam is fast approaching. We write online exams now. So you don't need to, you know, because we know what the future holds, we are no longer confined by the four walls of the classroom. We now go, our students can learn across the globe, across a distance. We assess them at every point in time where the need arises. Okay. Again, carrying out analysis on each student. There is what we call tracking. We track their results for each student at the end of every term. We track the results so that each student will know where they are and what they still need to do more. You get it? So there is a kind of what we call SWOT analysis, carrying out a SWOT analysis on each student, where each student will know where their strength lies, their weaknesses, their opportunity and threats. This enables us to be able to, you know each student the way they are. So I tell you that Global is actually the best place to be. Now, these Dynamics have also helped us. It has a lot of applications, robust application, you know, about over 800 applications that you can even use in learning, like Power BI that is used for analysis. You also have Flipgrid, which enable each student voice to be heard at every point in time. We have a whole lot of this, the whiteboard that enable our mathematics teacher to also be able to carry out calculations. Even the student have access to all of this. The applications are just so much. Again, students are able to collaborate. They are able to work as a team because we know that together everyone achieve more. Teamwork make things work. So, okay, they have to do some presentation. Student A will do one part, student B will carry out another part, student C, you see them collaborating with the teacher's guidance. You know, they are able to have a whole lot of things done on their own. These are things that the Dynamiss platform has enabled us to be able to do. Teach students real time, teach them asynchronously as well, things that they have been able to get done. Now, to just wrap up on this because of our time, our students have now been able to know what we call, of course, etiquette, online etiquette, what they need to observe whenever they are online, because most of them are going to be interviewed whenever they want to get their admission abroad. Of course, they will write online exam, and once they are ready, now with all of these applications that we have put together for them to use, they are so good at it that they don't have cause to be afraid of anything, because they now know. Look at this team that we are talking about is a kind of application that is embedded into Dynamiss. They use this thing in the labor market. Most organizations make use of it. Now from school, our students already know how to make use of Teams. Talk about Zooms, they can use it. And there are still a lot of people out there who don't even know how to use this thing. So with this application, our students have acquired a lot of skills that enable them to be able to work remotely. And it also take away social isolation, because they are able to talk to their friends, see their teacher like in real time, just like real time. They see them crack joke, and then,
Excellent.
and finally,
there are too many finalists, Mr. Akoga. We need to move on to other people because we are running out of time, and we don't want to exceed our time.
So to just scrap it there, I tell you that we still put them through because we have a Christian school full of God-fearing teachers and parents, because we know the responsibility lie on us to produce global leaders who are also God-fearing. And all these are what we impart into our students to make them globally ready. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. So from the teacher's mouth, we've heard exactly how they're integrating technology. So I want to go to our students now to just ask them, Nicole, can you tell us what's your experience? What's your experience with COVID? One word that you want to describe your experience with COVID-19 in terms of what has been experienced at home in learning.
Okay.
Nicole, can you unmute yourself?
I'm here, yes.
Okay.
So one word, at first when this COVID-19 came, the one word I would have used to like explain it would be like it was boring at first. I didn't know what to do. But then later on, as the classes went on, when we entered third term, new experiences started to come out to me, and I was able to realize what was happening around the world. And I also saw these new websites that the teams brought for us. It was so cool when I first saw it.
Excellent. So how do you find your teaching in class? Do you like it? Is it different from being in a physical class? Well, how will you compare? What do you like about online?
This online class is actually better than a real interactive class, because like said earlier, we don't have any classmates to distract us. My dad has actually emphasized that now that I can be on my own, nobody will be coming to disturb me, to be calling my name, to be doing all this stuff. I can be reading my books instead of chatting with everybody else.
Okay, fantastic. So it allows you to focus. Great, great, great. That's awesome. Let me just go to Onome as well. Onome, can you unmute and describe your online experience in Global? So how was it? How has it been, rather? Because you're still on it. How has it been?
My online experience in Global has
Can you
been
speak out? We can't hear you.
My online experience in Global has been very nice because I have lots of time to focus, get back, catch up on schoolwork, and I can use the materials that I have using the school system to research more online.
So what have you done? What have you done that has been very creative? Because we've heard about problem solving, creativity. What have you done on your own that has been creative? We heard Daily talk about you facilitating a program with them. So tell us about how you are using all this knowledge, to innovate and do stuff.
So I usually make animations, games, and apps during my free time. And then I make animation based on what I learned from school, and then I make games based on notes that I've learned from school so that I can always remember them.
That's
For
fantastic.
example, civic education, traffic laws. I made a game on Kodu Game Lab about traffic laws, about how you have to pass the traffic.
Wow, wow. So you're going to be a billionaire in future, obviously, already making all these games and apps, you know. Thank God for your life. That's excellent. Okay, let me quickly go to Damilola now before we take questions that we have. Not a couple of questions, not that many. He will quickly go through in terms of his technical support. The important thing with Global is that, you know, we always have somebody on ground when parents or students are having issues of any nature, they go to Damilola. So Damilola is a registrar and is also giving tech. So can you tell us a little bit about the support you give to students?
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So I'm not gonna take much time going through the website. I'm just going to speak very quickly on the support we've been able to give students and parents so far. I remember when this whole pandemic came upon everybody, it was a shock to most people. And then it was a time where parents had to be forced to get engaged in what is going on with their students' academic progress and activities. And many of them, I remember when we started, it was chaos. Everybody was scared. Okay, now we have to start, you know, learning some different software, use different platforms. I remember at Global, when we started with Edmodo and Zoom. But what we had to do over time was to get feedback from our parents and design our programs and our platforms in such a way that it's easy for everybody to work with. So what we have done, if you have a chance, just go through our website, globalcollegeonline.com. Everything has been arranged and has been placed. All the information you need there has been placed in such a way that it's easy for you to follow through. And even the platform we make use of, Mr. Roland and Mr. Koga have said a couple of things about that. So in terms of technical support, what we have done is, like at a push of a finger, at a push of a button, you can always just reach out, even if you have challenges as simple as you have audio issues or even gadget issues. We can, from here, try to figure out with you what the challenges are. We also try to take you through whatever issues you might have in terms of using a platform. So I think so far so good. Our students and our parents get on time and you know, immediate responses in terms of support using the system. So it's nothing difficult, it's nothing scary. Even if you don't have any knowledge of, you know, use of website or use of learning management systems, it is so easy that with basic knowledge you can make use of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Damilola. So that explains the technical aspect, and then the website, you know, to go there and even fill the form for exam registration or to go through some of our courses. So finally, let me unshare your screen. Okay, so finally, I would be speaking to Hillary. Is Hillary there? Hillary, are you there? Or is seems to have disappeared? Okay. Thank you all, panelists. Let me go quickly to the questions then that we have. Not many. Let me see. There's a question. I think it's been answered. Yes, it's been answered. So it's been answered by Mr. Roland on how the supervised exam works. So the dynamic system is able to, in terms of exams, because it has to be supervised. So the system is able to create exam questions and they are marked by the system immediately. And because of the video conferencing as well, we're able to see students and invigilate them properly as well. So, and then questions are multiple choice. Where questions are multiple choice, the system scrambles the set of questions and have a different number assigned to them. So that's a good explanation on how we actually test online. It's actually embedded in the website. They go to Teams and they do their questions, they upload the questions and the answer, and automatically is it. And that's a good thing because, you know, we're able to quickly give results. You know, in the past, we wait for teachers to mark. It takes weeks and all of that. And parents don't like that. So now we're able to give results quickly to our parents. And then, of course, it's for year 7 as well. This is for year 7 because our classes start from year 7. It's important that parents, I hope parents are on this platform and I've heard that the jobs of, we're talking about digital natives now. We're talking about digital natives who are born with an iPad on their hands. They use the phone all the time. So we need to engage them digitally. You know, we cannot do the traditional anymore because in engaging them digitally and what Dele spoke about the jobs of the future, rather than now coming and say, oh, when they get to sixth form or they get to university, they're going to study law. You know, we have so many lawyers in Nigeria, they're unemployed. You know, and guess what? When lawyers are earning about 100,000, because they don't pay lawyers a lot at all. Somebody who now does AI or is in technology is earning about ₦1 million, same graduate. So parents have to pay attention and ensure that any school that they're going to is integrating these 21st century skills and the knowledge and all of this data science and all of these things. That's why we're bringing this on big time, because we know that education is not only just about learning, but about the future. And when they go abroad, also the other people have already, you know, you go to airports these days and you see all these machines. You're like, you know, coming from Nigeria because you're not used to that. So you're now asking somebody to help you. What am I supposed to do? But we don't want that to be the case. We want our students to be familiar with what is happening in the world now. Okay. So Mr. Kufre Tommy says, I'm particularly impressed with the blend of synchronous. Yes, synchronous, that has been answered by Roland as well. So it keeps track of students in class. And the beauty about the asynchronous is the fact that it's accessible to them. We talk about lifelong learning. So they can go back there, go and check their notes, go and look at video, connect with their teachers. So they, you know, so we balance all of that out. And then screen time. We're being careful with screen time because, you know, everybody's eyes is like dilated now because we're spending too much time, either the phone or the iPad. So we're, you know, so we're being careful, and so we can let them go offline and learn offline. Okay. Well, Mr. Tommy is asking whether it's custom made, and it's been answered. Yes, it is, and in use by teachers all over the world. So those are the questions which have been answered anyway. So basically, I'm just going to, I don't see any other questions. I don't see any other questions. So I'm just going to go through. I don't know where Hilary, is it back? Hilary seems to have disappeared. Okay, Hilary, yes, okay. So just tell us a bit, because we're looking for you earlier on. You seem to have disappeared. Maybe you went to go and have some lunch or something. You know, can you tell us in terms of leading and doing this, how was this, you know, generally in terms of rolling into this? Just a few minutes, because we have only a few minutes left. You know, just tell us what has been like, that experience.
Yes,
from a leadership point of view.
Yes, it's been fantastic moving from the four walls of the classroom to the virtual school online. I mean, fantastic, because Global was already ready, like Mr. Roland said. We had some online programs already. So COVID gave us that opportunity to just move on seamlessly online, and it's been wonderful. From parents, as you listen today, to students, all the way to even teachers, you could see that there is job satisfaction for teachers. Parents are satisfied from the testimonies that we've heard, as well as students as well. And so Global has been a wonderful journey coming online with all the difficulties of internet and all of that. But we've moved on well. You'll find that in Global, teachers are just not teaching, but we're trying to make teaching and learning fun. Where a teacher is insisting that, look, a particular concept must be understood by students and they can't get it, they find other ways of making it easier for them to pick up. So far, most of our students, from the survey that we had, we've done about 2 or 3 surveys so far. Periodically, we do surveys to be sure of where we are. So we don't assume that we're doing well. So the surveys, you know, surveys don't lie. They've shown us clearly what is happening with students, with teachers, and parents. Independent learning has been the key issue here. Our students are becoming more independent, as well as becoming more responsible young adult. They know when to come online, they know when to shut it down. And I mean, the core values of Global International College, who has to do with making students to be focused, give them opportunity to be innovative, honesty, integrity, or culminating into a rounded future leader that is coming out very strong for us here, very, very strong. And so our teachers are hands-on, doing their best, and I must tell you it's not easy. From the academic team, which I had with the unit heads, we make sure that teachers are in classes when they should be. But much more than that is the QA, what is called Quality Assurance Team. This team is always on duty, checking at the teachers in the classroom, our students listening. I mean, that's breach. They're making sure that there's quality in everything that we're doing. And for me, that is a good innovation that Global International College uses for online. And so in case you are there, you're just listening, and you've been thinking what to do, try Global from year 7 all the way to year 12, including our 6th form. We have what it takes to keep your student engaged, and you will really, really be happy that you take a decision in joining Global International College. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for coming for this webinar today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hilary. So as we round up, I think we've answered all the questions, and Roland has been kind enough to answer the questions, the technical questions. I'm just going to ask panelists 1 minute just to say something as we round up, just 1 minute. Starting with Ms. Dele, just 1 minute. Just to say something to the participants, parents, you know.
So I really like that. The students are learning to be independent. So continue to learn, because everything is online.
Fantastic, fantastic. Roland?
Essentially, education is there to enable that we actually get the kind of jobs that allow us to feed our families. We've been really blessed to have those type of gifts from our parents. The job of every parent is to find a school that makes sure that their own students and their own children are also able to actually feed their children when they get to our age. And I think that's what Global is actually setting them on track to do. So thank you, Ms. Osime, for doing that.
Excellent. So it's learning to earn them. They're learning to earn. So basically, that's the message that has been given. So I'll go over quickly to Damilola, 1 minute.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining us today. And I can always assure you that we are not only just thinking about our own students, we're also thinking about the larger students community. And we have made programs in such a way that it's accessible to all. So we'll be on call, we'll be available to answer any more questions you may have post this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Is Doctor still there? Mrs. Yakana, are you still there? Okay, let's go to our student. Nicole, one minute. What are you going to say to our audience and our participants today? 1 minute.
I didn't hear that last part you said. Can you please say it again?
I said, what are you going to say? Just closing up, one remark from you. What do you want to say to the participants in terms of, you know, going forward and joining Global? Just 1 minute.
If I may, this Global International College secondary school has actually helped me more with most of my stuff. Like when I was still in primary school, I didn't actually know how to, let's say, write properly. But when I now came here, the teachers always push me, go, you have to write. That's the way you can improve. Teachers like Mr. Koga, and the history teacher, Mr. Prince. And even sometimes Mr. Hillary come and Mr. Hillary and Mr. Osime will come to the class and be giving us encouraging talks. That's why it's been nice for more students to come and gain this experience that we have been privileged to.
Excellent. That's well said. Well said. Thank you so much. Onome, you have one word to us, just a word of advice in terms of you're in year 7, right? Onome?
Well, the thing that I like about global teachers is that they're always preparing for us to learn. They're allowing us to maybe sometimes get ahead of class or give us extra reading materials. And it's always fun to learn more. And they always make it fun.
Excellent. I like that. They make it fun. So learning is fun. Excellent. Yes, I think we have come to the end of this. We couldn't find our parents. I think she's sort of gone off, maybe to do some other things, you know. So I just want to say a big thank you to our participants. Thank you so much for joining us. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot myself. So I think the learning continues. All of us have been learning during this COVID and going back to school. So it's lifelong learning, just like Dele said. So thank you so much, our participants that have been able to stay the course with us. I hope you've all gained something today. We look forward to seeing your children, and if they're online, we look forward to seeing them. You know, we have our entrance exam on Saturday. If they can join us, we will send, please, the emails are there. It has been posted several times. So you can just scroll through and look at the email and the numbers, and then please contact us, and so that they can join us and have the exams on Saturday. Every Saturday, we're going to be doing exams. So this is your school of choice. This is a school for the future. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for everybody behind there. God bless you all and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. God bless everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Ma, for the opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ma. Well done, Ma.
Okay, there's a question there. Can you post the details, Peter? Or who is there? You want to know how to register for JSS1 entrance? Actually, you go online, www.globalcollegeonline.com. You'll see we showed it before to register for an exam or send an email. I think there was the email. I'll repost it now. So this is the email to go to. Call Peter Okoma at globalcollege.online, or you call 0816-896945. Please copy it down, and then we look forward to seeing you or your children joining us in Global, definitely by September. God bless you again. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.